Hello, this is Garrett, the Skewed and Reviewed. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, wonderful. Busy day, as I'm sure yours is, and I know we're pressed on time, so I'll get to it and try not to ask
Okay.
questions that you've heard a million times already. First off, I was really curious that it is such an interesting character in terms of the um, depth. I mean, I haven't quite decided if she's a broken character yet, or if she just has a side to her that hasn't fully come out yet, just shy or insecure. But what I'm really curious about is the difficulty between when she's Sasha, when she's herself. How do you get into the mindset to jump between the two characters? Because she literally, the personalities are completely different.
Yeah. I think what I found really fascinating was exactly what you're saying, that kind of that jumping motion. I think I really just wanted to capture that as purely as I could. And I do genuinely believe that Sasha is an extension of Becky. I don't think it's that. Yes, they may present as completely different, but what I found interesting was exactly where that comes from in Becky and just allowing that to, like you say, like fall out of her in a sense. Like she doesn't know what she's going to say at any given moment. And as each word is coming out of her mouth, she's just as surprised as the person hearing it. And I think I really wanted to try and capture that kind of free falling feeling of just going with it. And I think there's some kind of adrenaline to that. And I think that's why she behaves that way. I don't think she quite understands it at the start of the show, but I think she does start to understand herself throughout the show, and she starts to know exactly what it is that is causing her to behave this way. But at the start, it's literally just she's just trying to feel anything that isn't herself.
And that is what was so interesting because right in the opening episode, I'm like, okay, is she mentally
Yeah.
broken? Did
Yeah.
something traumatic happen to her? She's living vicariously through these social media identities. And it's like, is this a commentary on mental illness? Is this a commentary on people's obsession with social media, not being happy with themselves? And then it's like, all of it.
I
And
I believe so. I honestly do. I think social media is definitely woven into the storyline, but I don't think it's the dominant factor of this show. Like I think what I love about this show and what I hope other people do too is just kind of highlighting the humanity within it. Like I don't think it should be a show about, oh, look at this crazy person making these crazy choices. It should really be about, all right, well, who is she and what has happened, and exactly why does she choose to behave this way on this day and this way on this day. I think it's really just a study of people, and when you strip it back, that's I think that's what why we find it so fascinating, is because we could all be Becky. I really do believe that on
yeah.
depending on our circumstances, we could all be Becky.
So I guess the last thing I would have due to time limits is how much how much were you given to try to prepare for her? Because that is definitely a very challenging role because she's all over the place, but she's also extremely complex, but she goes to such extremes from moment to moment.
Yeah. I think for me, I had to do a lot of prep just in order, like you say, just in order to feel the kind of ground beneath you. So at any given moment when she's flapping, you always know what's under there and what's bubbling away. Even though she may not know what's going to come out, you have to know exactly the components that you're dealing with in order to let it breathe and let it be free flowing in that sense. Like she is essentially a volcano, and at any one point, something could spit out that she was not prepared for. But as long as you do the groundwork to know what that volcano consists of, which is her past and her relationship with her mum, her relationship, it's everything. It's her relationship to class, society, everything goes into the making of that volcano. And then when you go to shoot, you just kind of set it on fire and see what comes out.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful
Thank you
day
so
now.
much.
Bye
And
bye.
you.